Welcome back to the series of sessions on advanced concrete technology. We were discussing module 1 cements. In this lecture, we will be discussing the process of manufacture of cement. We have seen various chemical compounds that influences the properties of different types of cements such as C3A, C3S, C2S, etc. Now let us understand how these chemical compounds are formed and how cement is manufactured. First of all, let us see what are the ingredients that are required for the manufacture of cement. 5 basic ingredients are listed here. Among them, lime and silica are the most important. Lime or calcium oxide is obtained from limestone, chalk, shells, shales, etc. Silica or silicon oxide is obtained from clay, sand, old bottles or any other argillaceous rock materials. We can have other ingredients such as alumina, iron and gypsum. Alumina means aluminium oxide, which is obtained from bauxite or recycled aluminium. Even it is present in clay. Iron or iron oxide Fe2O3 is obtained from clay or iron ore or scrap iron or fly ash, which is a byproduct of obtained during the manufacture of iron. Then we have gypsum, that is calcium sulfate, which is also found together with the limestone. Now let us see what are the proportions in which these ingredients are present in the cement. As shown in the table, you can see that there is a range of percentage by weight of each of the components. As the percentage by weight of each of the ingredients varies, the type of cement manufactured also changes. Generally, it is seen that the percentage of calcium oxide is in the range of 60 to 67 and that of silicon oxide is in the range of 17 to 25. All the remaining ingredients are having only a very slight percentage contributions. Aluminium oxide is having only 3 to 8 percentage by weight and iron oxide is having a percentage contribution of around 0.5 to 6 percentage. Water is added as required depending upon the method of manufacture of cement. Now let us move on to the process of manufacturing of cement. The materials that we have discussed except gypsum are proportioned to produce a mixture with the desired chemical composition. It is then ground and mixed, that is pulverized and blended using one of the processes, either dry process or wet process. In wet process, ingredients are mixed with 50% of water and processed. It is not economical compared to the dry process. Now let us discuss the process of manufacturing of cement in detail. All the ingredients are preheated and fed through a kiln at 1500 degrees Celsius. A kiln is a massive structure with a 3-meter diameter and 150-meter length. It will be rotating at a speed of 1 revolution per minute. It produces a grayish-black pellet known as clinker. The alumina and iron act as a fluxing agent which lower the melting point of silica from 1700 to 1500 degrees Celsius. After this stage, the clinker is cooled, pulverized and gypsum is added to regulate the setting time. It is then ground extremely fine, that is less than 90 micron, to produce cement. Let us see the pictorial representation of manufacturing of cement. First of all, limestone is obtained from the quarries. It is then transported and stored in silos near the manufacturing unit. After that, these limestones are ground to fine powder and stored in separate silos. Then these limestones, silica and other ingredients are fed to the kiln. Then the rotary kiln will be rotating and this material will be passed to the kiln, and on the other side we get clinker. This clinker is again stored in silos and later it is ground to less than 19 micron size, and thus we get cement. The cement thus obtained is stored in the silos and then later, depending upon the use, it will be transported using trucks or trains or ship to the construction sites. This is the pictorial representation of a kiln. From the storage tank, the ingredients are fed to the kiln. If you are using the wet process, the ingredients will be wet, or we say it as a slurry. In the dry zone, it will be dried and then it will be burned in the burning zone. After that, it will be cooled and collected and stored in the silos. The ingredients used for the cement manufacturers are calcium oxide, silicon oxide, iron oxide, aluminum oxide and calcium sulfate or gypsum. By processing these ingredients, we get cement, which contains the following four compounds as shown in this picture. Here we can see that it contains tricalcium aluminate. For convenience, we represent it as C3A. Then it contains tetracalcium aluminoferrate. We represent it as C4AF. Then tricalcium silicate C3S and dicalcium silicate C2S. From this we can see that tricalcium silicate and dicalcium silicate are the major ingredients of cement in the range of 30 to 50% as well as 20 to 45%. The other two ingredients are C3A and C4AF, which will be in the range of 8 to 12% and 6 to 10%. Now let us see each of the ingredients of cement in detail. Let the first one be tricalcium aluminate. The chemical formula is 3CaOAl2O3. It is represented as C3A. It is formed in the first 24 hours of addition of water to the cement. The increase of C3A can speed up the setting and hardening rate of cement, and the heat of hydration is high at the same time. Let the second ingredient be tetracalcium aluminum ferrite. The chemical formula is 4CaOAl2O3Fe2O3. It is represented as C4AF. It is formed within 24 hours of addition of water. It hydrates very rapidly, and hence heat of hydration in initial periods is mainly due to this component. Let us consider the third component, that is tricalcium silicate. The chemical formula is 3CaOSiO2. It is represented as C3S. It is formed within a week after cement is mixed with water and is responsible for the initial strength of cement. It contributes around 50 to 60% of the strength of cement paste. As the content of C3S increases, the strength increases, and hence it is preferred for prefabricated concrete construction and cold weather construction. The last component of the cement be dicalcium silicate with chemical formula 2CaOSiO2. It is represented as C2S. It is the last compound that is formed during hydration of cement and is responsible for the progressive later age strength of cement paste. The structure requires later age strength can adopt cement containing more amount of C2S. Such structures are hydraulic structures, bridges, etc. At the last stage of process of manufacturing of cement, gypsum is also added to the clinker. It is then ground and made the cement as a fine powder. Gypsum, chemically it is calcium sulfate 2H2O. It is represented as CsH2. It prevents flat setting of cement, that is, to increase the setting time of cement, the amount of gypsum can be varied. It allows longer working time for mixing, transporting and placing of concrete. Also, gypsum acts as a coolant which brings down the heat of hydration. Now let us see the box compounds and its percentage by weight contribution in cement. The box compounds are A-lite, B-lite, C-lite and Phe-lite. A-lite is C3S and it contributes 55% by weight of cement. B-lite is C2S and it contributes 20% by weight of cement. C-lite is C3A and it contributes 10% by weight of cement. Phe-lite is C4AF and it contributes 8% by weight of cement. The cement also contains gypsum, which is added for adjusting the setting time. It will be having a maximum contribution of 5% by weight of cement. The cement may also contain other compounds like sodium oxide or potassium oxide, but it will be having a very small contribution of up to 2% by weight of cement. That is all about cement, different types of cements and the process of manufacturing of cement. Thank you.